Since lesson 1, part 1, I finished filling in right here all the focus areas I'll be working on in that lesson. Then I need to just tweak this a little bit. I'm going to start with highlighting the first 3 columns and maybe increasing the font. I would like column C to be center aligned. I think it just looks a little bit neater there. And I think everything else looks good. But notice let me get a little bit closer here for you. Notice this C26 right there. And when I actually pull my mouse over it, it turns into a link. So we do have to fix that, because every time you do anything there, you're going to get this. Hello. Nope, we're not going to our email. Sorry about that. So what we need to do is change that so it's no longer a hyperlink. It no longer sends us anywhere. So what we do is we right-click on that cell, right-click, and right down here at the bottom it says Remove Hyperlink. Now this is where I could also edit the hyperlink. If I wanted to send it to a certain web page, I could change that, but I want it removed. So I click that. Notice my font changed, my alignment changed, so yeah, I've got to tweak that again. I'm going to go back and get 14 and recenter it there. Oh, look at that. There we go. Recenter it, and everything looks good now. Now, the last part of this assignment, which is really part 2, is down here at the bottom, I need to make 12 different formulas. So this is all about formulas right now. The formulas I want in the first line there will be all my averages. So when I do a words per minute warp speed test, I'll put in the words per minute here and the percentage here. Yeah, that was a bell. Okay, the words per minute here, the percentage here. Words per minute here, percentage here. Lesson 3. So we go on. And every time I do that, I want my average to change, because I'm probably not going to get the exact same scores. So I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways to do formulas. First, whenever you do a formula in Excel, you need to get Excel ready for this. So you need to start with an equal sign. Equals says, here we go, we're doing a formula. We're doing some type of math. So I'm going to go equal sign, and the first way I'm going to show you is where I actually type it out. I'm going to put the word average. Notice it says that right there. Then I put parentheses, and I need to know what cells I'm going to average. So every time I put something in cell D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, all the way to D26, I want it to continually change the average. So my first cell will be D2, and then to tell the computer and everything in between is a colon. Now I'm going to let you see that really big. Oh, I can't do it. I'm still in the average. Okay, average, parentheses, D2, that will be my first cell. My last cell here that I'll be putting in a score in will be D26. So I type in D26. Then I need to close my parentheses. Once I've done that, I cannot click off. And notice that highlighted area. That means that's where my average is going to be. I cannot click off my cell. I can use my directional keys to get off or hit my enter key. Now my average is in there. When I click here, up here, my formula bar shows up the formula. And I can do a little testing with this. I'll put in some numbers. And every time I put in a new number, my average changes. So it looks good. Now, I'm going to show you another way you could do your average. Start out with an equal sign. Then I'm going to pull this arrow down. And I'm going to see right here if the word average is there. It is. So I just click on it. Now it's going to ask me my first number. Well, it was D2. I'm sorry. I'm in a new column. It's E2. And E2. And my last number will be E26. Say OK. Once again, I click on it, and what do I have wrong there? The everything in between. I need a colon. There we go. Now I can click off of it. I could retest this with different numbers. I'll put 32 in there, and this is percent. 54. And notice this is changing. So that looks good. Now, I'm going to show you a new way to do it. I'm going to click on this first. It's D2 to D26. I click on the next cell. It changes E2 to E26. So this will be everything exactly the same, although it's F cells. To do that, all I have to do is click right there, go to that dark black plus sign, and move it over, and move it over. And look at this. When I go to my F column, it's changed to F. When I go to my G column, it's changed to G. Now, I'm working on my mode. Remember, mode is the most often number in a set of numbers. So sometimes you won't have a mode if it's always different. So my mode, we always start with an equal sign. I'm going to type in the word mode. Parentheses. It is once again D2 to D26. And this time I'm going to show you a different way to do it. I can highlight D2, slide it all the way down to D26 and let go. Look at that. And close parentheses and I'm done. Now it says NA because it's not available. If I put 23 here just to test this, 54, go down, 65, go down, 16, go down. And then if I do 23 again, my most often repeated number is my mode, which is 23. Looks good. Once again, I could just click on this. The only thing different from my D column to my E column will be those letters. And if I go to the bottom corner, the plus sign, and move it over, it changes. These are E's. Look up here, it's F's and G's. And the last thing we're going to figure out is the median. So we start with an equal sign. We will type in the word median. Use the parentheses. D2 colon D26 end of parentheses. See it here? See it here? Hit enter. If I click it, it automatically changes to capital letters, which is really nice. My median number, I'm going to test. I'm going to put 12, 18, 22, 23. My median would be 20, even though I do not have 20 listed there. Okay, oh, I just lost mine. Let me undo that. I will delete these. Click here, grab the bottom corner, and slide it across. Now, you can tell this font is all jazzed up. Some of the things we have to change. Some of the things you have to look for. Let's say you get those number signs there. Those number signs means your font is too large or your cells are too big. So you can fix it by changing your font size to make it smaller, like that, or make your cells larger. Both work. But you can tell these are all different, sizes I've got there. So I'm going to kind of tweak this a little bit, maybe get them all 12. The next thing I need to do is make sure there are no decimals into any of these. So the first I'm going to do D's. I'm going to go to my numbers, and I'm going to make sure I have 0 decimal places. Say OK. These will be percentages. So I'm going to go here, make sure it's percentages, and I want 0 decimal places. Okay, these will be numbers because that's my those are my words per minute, so I just want those shown as numbers. They will be a number, 0 decimal points. These will be percentages. So I will look at percentages and make sure that says 0 decimal places. Now, let's see if any of this works out. I'm going to pretend I got 23 words a minute, and I got 95%. My next lesson, I'm going to pretend I got 35 words per minute, giddy up, and 100%. Notice, all of that looks good. I'm going to take those numbers and just copy them, paste them right here, and see what happens there. I've tested it, it looks good, and I'm done. This is, when I start putting in my warp speeds, I am going to be set. That's it for today.